So that check engine light just popped on, and the scanner spits out a P0010 code. What now? Well, before you panic, you should know this is a super common code, but figuring it out can be a little tricky. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down for you step by step.
You know that feeling, right? That little orange engine icon glows and your stomach just drops a little. It's basically your car's way of sending up a flare, saying, hey, something's up under the hood. So what exactly is it trying to tell you with a P0010 code?
Okay, so the official definition is, a camshaft position actuator circuit / open bank 1. Sounds like a bunch of techno babble, I know. And you're not wrong, but stick with me. We're going to translate this into plain English, and it's actually much simpler than it sounds.
All right, here's the deal. Your engine has this really cool system called variable valve timing, or VVT. Basically, it helps your engine breathe better. Think about it. When you're just walking, you breathe normally. But if you're about to sprint, you take a huge gulp of air, right? VVT does that for your engine, giving it power when you need it and efficiency when you don't. And this code, P0010, is telling you there's an electrical glitch in the circuit that controls that breathing.
And that bank 1 part? Super easy. If you've got a V-style engine, like a V6 or a V8, you have 2 banks of cylinders. Bank 1 is just the side with cylinder number 1. And hey, if you're driving a 4-cylinder, you've only got 1 bank, so you can pretty much ignore that part of the code. Easy peasy.
Now this code usually isn't just a light. You can probably feel it. Is your car idling kind of rough? Does it feel sluggish or like it's hesitating when you step on the gas? Maybe you're noticing you're hitting the gas station more often. Any of that ringing a bell?
Okay, so we know what it is and what it feels like. The big question is, what's causing it? Let's dig into the most common culprits. And here's a hint, we're going to start with the easiest, cheapest fix first. This is so important. The very first thing you need to check is your oil. Seriously, before you even think about buying a single part or calling a mechanic, pop the hood and check that dipstick. It sounds too simple, but it's the #1 cause.
So why is oil the #1 suspect? Well, that whole variable valve timing system we talked about, it's hydraulic. It literally runs on oil pressure. So if your oil is low or if it's old and sludgy, it just can't do its job. It's like trying to run a marathon when you're dehydrated. The system sputters and bam, you get the P0010 code.
Okay, let's say your oil is perfectly clean and full. What's next on the list? The next big suspect is the VVT solenoid. It's basically a little electronic valve that directs all that oil. They can get gummed up or just fail over time. From there, you check its wiring. Much less common, you could have a bigger issue like a stretched timing chain. And way down the list, like super rare, is a problem with the car's main computer. This might sound like a lot, but don't get overwhelmed. We're going to lay out a simple action plan. Following these steps in order is the key, because it could save you a ton of time and, more importantly, a ton of money.
Here's your game plan. Step 1, every single time, check the oil.
If that's good, step 2 is a quick visual check of the wiring for any obvious cracks or loose connections. Step 3, we look at that solenoid itself. And only then, if you're still stuck, do you start thinking about the bigger stuff in step 4 or making a call to a pro for step 5. Let's zoom in on step 3 for a second, because that solenoid is a really common failure point. If you're handy, you can test it with a multimeter. But here's a cool trick some cars let you do. If you have 2 of the same solenoids, you can sometimes just swap them. If the code follows the part to its new location, well, you've found your culprit. No expensive tools needed.
Okay, you did it. You found the problem, you fixed it. Awesome. But hold on, you're not quite across the finish line yet. There's one last crucial step.
See, your car's computer has a good memory. Fixing the part doesn't make it forget the problem happened. You need to grab a simple scan tool, plug it in, and tell the computer, hey, we're all good now, you can erase that code. And for the grand finale, the test drive. This is the victory lap. This is where you confirm that the engine is running smooth, the hesitation is gone, and, most importantly, that pesky check engine light stays off for good.
So that P0010 code, is it a 10-minute fix in your driveway or a bigger job for a professional? Well, you won't know until you start looking. But the amazing thing is, your entire diagnostic journey, that whole detective story, it all starts with one simple thing, checking that single drop of oil on your dipstick.